Sleep, 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 that's all you want to do. It was my mother's voice ringing in my ears. The next moment she flung the covers from my bed. "Mom," I yelled, curling up into a ball and clinging to my pillow, as though it were a life raft and I was drowning. "Dylan Woon, it's time you were up getting dressed. It is a school day," Mom screamed as she paced across my room. She flung open the curtains, revealing the rain-spattered window. "Mom," I protested, "it is too cold and wet to go to school." "What nonsense! Up you get this minute, or I'll drag you to the bathroom by your ears." "I'll catch pneumonia going to school in weather like this," I argued. As I swung myself slowly out of bed, I coughed as loudly as I could. "Hear that? I almost caught it yesterday in the rain, and today's weather is going to be even worse." Mom stood by the door, her arm pointing down the hall towards the bathroom. "Dylan, don't make me really angry if you are not out of here and under the shower by the time I count to 3. I sprinted down the hall. 1, 2. Mom's voice rang along the hall. I slammed the bathroom door behind me, turned on the shower and sat on the toilet, catching my breath. "And I want you under that shower," her voice sounded from the other side of the door. "And I want you to wash properly, with lots of soap." "Can I take off my pajamas first?" I called, hearing her angry mutter through the door. "Well, I guess by now you know who I am. Dylan Woon, a typical kid whose life is full of boring things, like school and homework and stuff like that. And when I am not bored, I'm being bossed around. Have a shower, Dylan. Clean up your room, Dylan. Eat your breakfast, Dylan. Sometimes I wonder what it would be like if something really freaky happened in my life, but nothing ever does. I guess I was born to be bored." Anyhow, the shower soon woke me up. Minutes later, I was in the kitchen gulping down my usual boring breakfast before I went speeding down to the bus stop. Tasman Lim, my best friend, was waiting for me. He always gets there before I do. Always. And as usual, two of the girls from our class, Libra and Bonnie, were standing beside him. Libra Ng Jia Chi, whose birthday is on 20th October, collects seashell, and her friend Bonnie Cole collects trouble. Only joking. Bonnie was looking at me and diddling when I arrived. I gave her my fiercest Dylan Woon glare. "What's your problem?" I demanded. "I bet you have forgotten," Bonnie said, diddling even louder. Libra started diddling too. I was in no mood for those with a funny sense of humor. "Forgotten what?" I snapped. Tasman's face was clouded with worry. "Dylan, you did write that essay, didn't you?" My mind went blank. "Essay?" I echoed. Then, with a sickening whammy, my brain came to life. I remembered we were supposed to write an essay about global warming. "But I thought it wasn't due till next week," I mumbled. "It's due today," Dylan Libra told me. "We have already had 2 weeks to write it. And we have to read them out in class," Bonnie added. Tasman shot me a terrified look. "Dylan, you better think of a great excuse." "How about loss of memory?" Bonnie suggested through another burst of giggles. "Very funny," I snarled as my brain began working furiously. Was I in hot water? It was my fault, and global warming didn't cause it. That's more because I was famous for forgetting to write essays. I knew our teacher would make me read mine out loud, and that's when I came up with one of my DWBIs. Let me explain. DWBI is short for a Dylan Woon brilliant idea. I'd write the essay on the bus to school. And not only that, I make it different, very different.